everybody, this is Charles again with another vlog, and unlike my other vlogs, this will be quite different because I've been going through a lot of things. I've been really stressed out. There are some things I was able to take care of today and the days before, and I really wanted to share with you guys because in most of my videos, I try my best to be very upbeat, very positive, make people smile and laugh, and normally I don't make these kinds of videos because I don't like to bum anybody out, and I feel bad when people feel bad for me. Not saying that I don't appreciate it, I really do, I am. It's just that when people feel bad for me, then I'd be even more sad. So when I'm sad, people start feeling sad for me, and that makes me even more sad. So there's this cycle. But like I said, I don't normally make these kinds of videos, but I wanted to get it off my chest. So yeah, so I just heard the news that recently the comic book store I go to, it's called Metropolis Comics, and if you live near me, if you're local to me, you know what I'm talking about. And I heard the really sad news that the owner, Chris, and he and I have known each other for years, and I've been going to his store since I was 15 years old. He decided that because of a lot of loss and tragedy and a lot of stress that he's going through, he lost the passion he has to continue his store. So by the end of the month and year, he's going to close down Metropolis Comics. And last week I actually went to Metropolis Comics so I can pay Chris a visit, and I told him how sorry I am for him, and he said he really appreciates me helping him through a really tough time. And I asked him if I could take a picture of the both of us, and his reaction was just darn priceless, that it really touched him to the point of crying. So he said that I can take a picture with him next week during the time, because this happened last week. So I went there today, and we were able to take a picture so we can forever hold that sentiment, because I'm a very sentimental person, and well, as of today, this is my very last visit to Metropolis Comics, and this is a very sad day for everybody, customers, employees alike, and well, I completely understand, and I just want Chris to be okay, and he's going through a tough time, and he's done so much for so many people that it's time for us to give him something back, which is a break, and he deserves that break for doing so much for the people he cares about, his friends, his family, his employees, his customers. And well, as sad it is to see the store go, I just want Chris to be okay. And there's plenty of comic book stores in Sacramento anyway, because I live in Sacramento. There's plenty of comic book stores where I live. I'm not even kidding when I say that. There's A1 Comics, there's Empire Comics Vault, there's Oblivion Comics and Coffee, but they will never be the same. They will be nothing like Metropolis Comics, which is my favorite place to go to in my free time. And if you've seen my comic book haul videos, most of them actually came from Metropolis Comics. And since Chris, he's closing down the store when the year ends, mostly because of a lot of stress, disinterest, it's completely understandable, because a lot of people are like that, including me, because I used to be a musician. I played a lot of instruments. I really like enjoying music, but because of a lot of stress and a lot of things got in the way, I decided to give up being a musician. And there's lots of interests I gave up because of how life gets in the way. But hey, I want to let people know that that's life. Things will always change. It's very hard to deal with, but we have to be prepared, and then we have to move on and keep living life. As unfair as it is, it's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. And, well, I really don't like change. I can't cope with the change very well. This is Borders all over again. And if you know what Borders is, it was a bookstore that closed down. It was a chain bookstore. I loved going there too, and I would even buy my books and comics there, but when I found out it was going out of business, I was truly heartbroken. And funny thing is that I resorted to going to Metropolis Comics much more often to buy more comics, but here we are, it's closing down. But just like Borders, as sad it is to see it go, I'm gonna be strong and cherish all those wonderful memories together and have them in my heart. And well, I've been going to Barnes & Noble more recently, and don't get me wrong, I love Barnes & Noble, but Borders will forever be in my heart and memory. And the same goes for Metropolis, although it is closing down, and I'm going to move on to other comic book stores because there's plenty of comic book stores where I live. Metropolis will forever be in my heart and in my memory. So, it was really hard for me to make this video. I didn't even plan to do so, but life gets in the way. And I've been a customer there since I was 15 years old, so it's very hard to cope with, and it's very hard to adjust. And it's very sad to see both Chris and Metropolis Comics go, but I want the very best for him and his family. And well, I made my last purchases. I did get a Red Sonja comic since I did start reading her. I've been starting to read comic books outside the big two, DC and Marvel. And I recently got Star Wars Rey in her Jedi gear in time for Star Wars The Last Jedi to come this week. So, thank you for watching, everybody, and I'm glad that you were able to support me on my YouTube channel, and it's very hard for me to make this video, and I try to remain strong since I loved everything about Metropolis Comics, but I just want Chris to be okay, so whatever is ahead of his future, I hope it's a bright and beautiful one. No matter what happens, life does get in the way. We just have to be strong and move on. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about in my vlog. To be strong, expect change, and no matter what happens, always be strong and move on. So thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.